Hi, Advice Designer users. So, just a quick update. My name's Peter. I'm one of the founding team at Advice Designer. And firstly, thanks for your support, feedback, and encouragement over the last 12 months since we launched the product. It's been a really busy 12 months, but we certainly have been staying still. And as we committed to you a little while ago, we are on the cusp of launching a new component to the Advice Designer platform, which is for your annual reviews for your clients. We understand this is probably the more frequent thing you do, but obviously we wanted to nail the statement of advice piece first because it's the hardest thing to do. But we always had this plan to build out a review component for Advice Design. So the principles are really the same as what you would expect from us. So all the look and feel and everything you've set up inside your existing configuration of Advice Designer works the same way. So really simply in the user interface, which you'll see in a few weeks' time, you'll see a new button here which says reviews. And what that'll allow you to do is basically start a review process, which will basically allow you to pull in not just all the data you've already got inside Advice Designer and that you use inside of Xplan, but we'll actually start be able to consuming all of the portfolio data that you have inside of Xplan. So we use an integration into IPS, which is where all the data feeds come into, and that allows us to surface all the information about how your clients' investments are tracking. I won't do a full demo, but I just wanted to give you a bit of a sneak peek. So this is obviously our test environment. We're just doing the final bits of polish on the product, and we're hoping to ship it to you in the next few weeks. But just to give you a flavor for where we're headed, you will get both a Word document. We know some people still like that, but more importantly, we believe this is where the digital elements of what we built really comes into its own. It'll have a lot of components. You'll have a lot of flexibility in terms of what content you want to put in there, because you understand every client situation is a little bit different. But some of the key elements I thought you would be kind of interested in is that when it comes to things like projections, you will still be able to pull in all of the things from Xtools. So we know a lot of businesses often want to show their clients sort of where they started and obviously where they are today. And so, that old question about if you didn't get our advice, where would we be? So we've allowed you here the ability to layer those two Xtools scenarios on top of each other, which I think is really, really important. So I think that's going to get used a lot. And again, you get that same beautiful digital HTML experience that we've given you for the advice documents. The other really a new component, I guess, that you'll be interested in is what we're doing with the portfolio side of things. So for our initial launch product, we've obviously built some pretty good interfaces, we feel, about aggregating a lot of that data inside of Xplan about your portfolios. And you'll be able to view by both overall picture for the client household level, but obviously individual entities, all the different elements of the portfolio return. So basically anything you can think of that we can get outside of that Xplan data we've been able to do. But what we are trying to do through our design process, I guess, is sort of simplify that as much as possible. And we've taken some feedback from a number of our users actually, and even some prospective customers on what they like to show to a client and how they like to simplify the portfolio side of things. So this is just an example of a bit of a snapshot you'll be able to generate automatically for clients. But you'll notice here as well that you'll be able to dive down a lot more deeply into obviously individual entities here, so who have clients, examples, super funds, those things as well. You'll get a lot of flexibility on how the charts look, even what we name the columns, so you'll have a lot of flexibility to name those things as well. But more importantly, we're still relying on that really trusted data source, which is obviously where those data feeds come on, and importantly, getting your client's whole of wealth scenario in there. Last message from me really is just a thank you again for your support with us. It's been a really great 12 months, but really, really busy, and we're certainly not standing still. So just two key messages. First one is for all our existing customers for Advice Design, just as a thank you for your support and coming with us on the journey. You will not be charged for a review designer, so it's going to be built into your existing fees. So nothing changes there, which I think is a wonderful value add. And obviously we'll give you lots of training and support on how to get the best out of the platform from that perspective. And the second thing is we've got some really exciting things actually happening in the next 12 months. So obviously on the back of the investment we've received from Hub24, that's allowed us to accelerate our thinking. So there will be some development on the platform. We are looking at how we integrate AI in a thoughtful way into the platform that I think will really just turbocharge some of that efficiency that you're all really looking for, no doubt. But more importantly, just changing even how we use software itself. So we may invite you into a few processes to just get some feedback on how that's going. It is a bit of a new world with AI, but I hope you know with us that we're a safe, trusted partner. We want to do this the right way, and we're here for the long run. So thanks again for your support. If you have any questions, queries, please reach out to our team either via the Intercom app, Intercom button inside of our platform. We're happy to take you through. Reach out to me directly anytime. You've got my email address, obviously, from this email. And in terms of the launch of a Review Designer, we expect that to be in the next few weeks. We'll run a few webinars for our existing customers to do some group training. And obviously, if you've got some specific practice needs that you want, to be catered for, we'll certainly accommodate that as well. Thanks very much.